Thank you all for being here today. My name is Brandon Golden. I own Print to Suit with my wife, Emily. I'm very happy to be on the stage with these three people today. I've got Kari to my left, Keith Thompson, ABOX, and Christian Serrano here at the end. We'd like to open up with some self-intros. So Kari, ladies first, if you'll tell us about yourself and your business, please.
All right, thank you. It's an honor to be here with all of you today, and a lot of familiar faces and a lot of folks that I'd love to get to know. So my name is Kari Rowell, and I own the Charter Room Trading Company on the Kaufman Square. We're a retail space, but we didn't start out that way. So I plan today to talk a little bit about changes that you can make to fit your community. So thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, Kari. Keith?
Good morning. My name is Keith Thompson. I am CEO of ABOX Packaging. We are a local manufacturer of high-end retail packaging. We are located just outside of Forney. Very excited to be here to share experiences with you. ABOX has been in business 50 years. We start our 50th year in January, and very proud of what we've accomplished.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Christian Serrano, and I'm the CEO and owner of Christian Serrano Construction Group. We're a construction design build firm, so we have our own in-house architectural firm that we're able to work with our clients that we build custom homes for or commercial build-outs. Our business is based here out of Kaufman, Texas. We've grown here all of our life. I grew up in Kaufman and very proud to have my business here and be able to keep my business here. So very glad to be here with everyone and get to share some of my knowledge from starting a business, maintaining a business, and being pretty successful with your business.
Thank you, Christian. Okay, let's start with the one that stood out to me. And Christian, we'll start with you if that's okay. How do you balance running a business, managing people, finances, and having a personal life on top of everything else?
I think that's a really good one. Me personally, I feel like all that just came to me at once. It rushed because not only did I started a business right before marriage, so it was kind of going through, the growing pains, and I was able to kind of dedicate a lot of time to it to grow the business. And then it's like almost like right when it grew was whenever I started having children. So I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and it's like, it's almost, I have no words to describe how do you balance having kids at home, having a family at home, and trying to operate a business, your employees, your vendors, your clients. And it's like, I think the best way I could put it is if you could just follow a schedule, be dedicated to your schedule, be strict on your schedule on how you dedicate your time to whether it's family or business or just building relationships with others, because it's something you constantly have to do. As your business grows, you have to continue to build relationships with different, as a builder, I have to build relationships with vendors because it's very important that we have good supply locations where we can resource a lot of our supplies from. So that's one of our main things is I have to make sure that I find time to create time or to go and create relationships with different vendors. But really, my thing is I would say is just you have to make sure you keep a tight schedule and you make time for everything. It just all flows together. I was once told I forget the saying. It's something about biting an elephant. You eat one bite at a time.
Right.
So I always remember that. Whenever I feel overwhelmed, I just always feel like I go back to that. It's just one bite at a time.
Great, thank you. Keith, I know you've been doing this for a long time. I think he was in diapers when he started ABOX, so share a little bit with us.
A little bit about what? About my diapers?
Well, he's been doing this thing since he was 12, I think. So.
Being a business owner is an incredible adventure. Personal time, downtime, in the beginning, you really don't have any. There's a sign on my wall when you walk into ABOX that says, I will do today what others won't so I can do tomorrow what others can't. You have to put in the time. You have to put in 12, 14, 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, 7 days a week, and you try to balance that with a family life, but it is very challenging. Every day there's a new opportunity, every day there's a new challenge, every day there's a new question or a new doubt. But the key to it is put the right people around you. That is the reason for success. As an entrepreneur, we think we have all the answers. We think we know everything. We don't. The key to success is the right people around you. That will allow you time to have some downtime.
Thank you, Keith.
Absolutely.
Kari?
Well, I should probably say not to pull all-nighters too much. However,
I've seen her very late at her shop.
However, that's the quietest, so a lot of times you just have to do that. And I agree with Keith wholeheartedly about being surrounded by the people that are going to support you the most and to help you keep your peace and your sanity, get the rest that you need or the fumes that you need to run on. As far as balancing all of the rest, the financial, the procurement, all the production, whatever your industry is, just to find the key players, not only in your business, but in the community, your church life, your family life, your friends. Aren't they what build us all anyway? So if we hang on to the ones that are the time helpers and not the time takers, you just have to protect your time. And that's very hard to do. It's a hard balance. But if you protect your time and carve some out, no matter what time of the day it is, then do it. But I would say to find the most productive sweet spot for your life. So.
Great, thank you. And I can speak to that with Kari. We shared the square for a few years,
Yes.
and she will give you her time, and she really cares about others for sure. So thank you for that. During your introduction, you talked a little bit about relating your business to Kaufman. So can you share a little bit about that? Oh.
Well, when we first opened up, it was I would say that we were building the plane as it was taking off. I had no idea where the Lord was taking us, and yes, I will preach it just a little bit in everything I say, but that's how it is. I did not choose retail. Never thought I would ever be in retail, but I listened to the community, and whenever I came onto the square to be open the headquarters for our foundation, Keith actually came in the doors. Him and his sweet wife Pilar came through the doors in the middle
At 1 a.m.
We were still staining the boards to build the inside out, and they were looking for food. And they were hungry, that's all I can say. And she walked in apologizing. But that took us on a 1-year journey before the lake started to turn. And everybody that came through the doors wanted a place to shop. They wanted a place to eat, and then shop. And listening to some of my peers and mentors that said, "Oh, it's just too tough to get this going in Kaufman. The square's going to die whenever the courthouse moves."
Yep.
I kind of took that as a challenge.
Sure.
Kind of said, I think people want more than that. So I listened to people. I feel like we will still evolve into different things as we need to change with how our community is changing. And I think being a good listener of what people want is very important.
Good. Look at us now. The square is booming. So,
Yay.
way to stick it out.
Thanks.
Keith, what made you decide to start your own business?
Well, as you mentioned a while ago, I've been doing this since I was in diapers. My grandfather, when I was 7 years old, started grooming me to be a business owner. He told me, he said, if you ever want security, you either have to be the best salesman the business has or you have to own the company. So I just decided to do both. I've been in business since 1979, various different opportunities. It is something that I cannot describe. Most of you know, owning a business, there's no thrill like unlocking that door every morning. or locking it every night. It is truly a gift from God that we have the ability to do what we do. The challenges have been unbelievable. We all know, we all experience, but I felt like I could add more back to the community that I was in if I was the business owner, not only from financial, but from jobs, from structure. ABOX gives back to the community quite a bit, so we feel that that is a calling that we have. And all those things combined is the reason that I wanted to be a business owner. And I am blessed every day to be able to go in and have 100 employees that are just incredibly outstanding, that take my dream and make them a reality.
Thank you, Keith. Christian, do you have any resources, monetary or non-monetary, that you've leveraged to be successful in your business?
Yeah, I feel like quite a bit. I mean, just to try to, become a successful business owners, there's a lot that goes in place where, whether it's you try to build relationships with so many different people, and then sometimes, it comes in play where it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't work out as you would want it to be, and then sometimes it does. So with that being said, I think when you're growing a business, you go through so many different phases with meeting people and creating relationships, and then also, like I like to say is, that the first houses that I've built are probably the worst houses,
Right.
because you learn as you go, and then you learn to evolve, you learn to be a better, operate the business a little bit better, financially as well as, but yeah, I would say, it all comes with it as it goes, and, you take your losses as lessons learned.
Great. Yeah, we've all fallen down, so it's about the get back up part, right? That's what separates the good from the bad.
Yeah, failure is part of growing. You are going to fail. You are going to make mistakes, and you have to be willing to persevere to get through those failures, because they do happen.
And that does not mean that that's the end of it. Like when you fail, you look at it as, okay, what did I learn from this?
Yes, absolutely.
And try to, do a better job next time, and always keep that lesson in the back of your mind.
Right. Well, and you, as a builder, I mean, it's been a crazy few years, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Going through COVID and the shortages, and so having those relationships and those strong vendors, I mean, I know that's important for you.
Oh yeah, that's our number one goal, is to create those relationships, not only with clients, but also with builders. And I feel like as a young builder, and also somebody who's trying to start up a business that's young, one of the most important things is, or I would say one of my struggles was just creating credibility with vendors.
Sure.
Because they see you as, okay, you're new to this, you just started this business. How do we trust you as a builder, or if you're from a vendor standpoint, are you going to run up an account for $60,000? Are you going to pay us back? So,
Right.
credibility it's very huge on me, on like one of my biggest struggles.
Great. Kari, so personally, we've pivoted a few times with our business. We
Sure.
pivoted in COVID. We opened retail. Who would have thought?
You're right.
We've rebranded. We've moved. Are there some examples of pivoting that you can give to the group?
About every hour. Yeah, in all reality, it's a constant pivot. We had a life change right, or 1 year after we opened the doors, and then 1 year after that, we had the square renovation, which meant our streets and sidewalks were often dirt with planks walking up to your shop, but that's where some of the grit comes in.
Sure.
You have to have grit. You have to power through those in a positive way if you want to reach the other side of that plank, and you want your customers to reach them, and your services that you offer, give them an avenue of that. So just right smack dab in the middle of that was COVID, and instead of selling leather pieces, we went to paper rolls. I mean, you just adapt, and there is always something that you need to that's out there to grab that you need to push in order to just stay out there and keep those doors open. And now that we have changed into a little bit different of a retail avenue, it has opened up more doors that I can see that we can grow in other ways that aren't even a brick and mortar way. So
Right.
it's to pivot, there's a lot to grab from. The gamble is finding that right one, but your faith will lead you to that if you really hold on to that, I think.
Great. Keith, you spoke briefly about failure. Let's lighten the room and talk about success for a minute. I know I visited your place in Kaufman years ago, and I know you've expanded many, many times since then. So just share some of your recent successes, if you don't mind.
Well, I actually purchased ABOX in 2004. It was located here in Kaufman. We started to grow steadily. We ended up in 4 different structures here in Kaufman. About 8 years ago, we bought a building in Forney and moved there. So we're in 150,000 square feet of manufacturing and warehouse. We have, like I said a while ago, we have 100 dedicated employees, and business is growing incredible. The key to everything, and I said it a while ago, I'll say it again, is surround yourself with people who are better at certain things than you are. As an entrepreneur, we're dreamers. We sit around and dream every day. We dream of stuff that we think we can do, we think it'll work. It's the people you surround yourself with that has made me successful, or made ABOX successful, because I allow them to do things that I am not capable, possibly, or knowledgeable enough to do. ABOX is growing 8%, 10% every year. We're 10 times the size we were when I purchased it 20 years ago. 10 times the revenue. So it's been a pretty good journey.
Successful. Yeah, absolutely. We've got probably enough time for one more question, and I'm just going to throw it out there, and we'll speak to it as we go, and then we want to open it up for questions in the audience. But one nugget of wisdom that you could share, if you have one.
When your knower knows.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Always question yourself. Question the motives, the opportunities. Don't just take off running blind, but question. I give thanks every morning for where I am and what I've been able to accomplish, because what I have accomplished is truly a gift from God above. Question everything many times before you take that step, because the answers are there. You just have to find them and be cautious.
Don't be so hard on yourself. As a business owner, you're growing your business, whether it's, you have help or don't, you have no handouts or whatever the case is. A lot of us seem to find ourselves just looking at where we're messing up, at where we're doing wrong at, why the numbers aren't working. A lot of it has to do because we're just being so hard on ourselves, and we're actually making progress, but we're so focused on the end goal that you don't realize how far you've actually have come since you started this business. And a lot of people don't give themselves their own credit. I've found that out the hard way. I grew my business and I never really saw where we were at until one day I stopped and looked at going from officing out of my own house to having a beautiful office in downtown square of Kaufman. It just really gives you that more motivation to keep going, to keep striving. So just don't be too hard on yourself. We're human. At the end of the day, we make mistakes. That's my piece of advice.
Yeah, great. Thank you. And Keith, you spoke to your surroundings. I think that's probably my biggest lesson, that, some of my closest friends and family are like, "You're crazy. What are you doing? Why would you do that?" And so go find the ones that support you, that build you up. Don't have to listen to the ones that are necessarily naysayers.
Stay humble.
Yeah, absolutely.
The humility, I think, is what keeps you grounded with everything, and helps you to continue to learn and to understand that we don't know everything, and that we're going to fail today and tomorrow and every other time, but just build.
Go find a Kari. She'll make you feel good.
Now.
One of the greatest blessings that I have is, well, two actually. One sitting right here. The wife's support at home is incredible. But I've got a young lady that's been with me for 29 years. She got out of A&M and came to work with me, and we're in our third company together right now. She's president of ABOX. She is very conservative, very methodical. I'm not. I am crazy man with the dreams. Let's get it done. And she compliments me. And this is what I said a while ago. Surround yourself with people that will question you, that will slow you down, that will show you the other side of the opportunity. It's very important that we don't think we have all the answers. We have all the dreams, but we don't have all the answers.
It's all balance, isn't it?
It's all balance.
You have to, and my realm is the square, so I just keep saying that, but we needed more retail, we needed more restaurants, but to have that well-balanced, go all the way back to where squares in downtown areas were built.
Right.
They were built with a seamstress and a bootmaker and a livery and a blacksmith. I mean,
The heart of the community.
well-balanced neighborhoods, I think, is just so important.
I think we'd like to open it up for questions in the audience, if anyone's got one.
Good morning. My name is Millionaire Williams. I live in Forney. I'm a certified life and mental health coach. I really don't have a question, but I do have this to say, that the three of you being here today has really provided a lot of valuable insight. And Keith, if you don't mind if I could pick on you, the fact that you stated, this one sitting here, because I have that support at home, and I would not be able to do what I do if my husband did not support my crazy dreams, because like you, I'm that dreamer. I get this look in my eye, and I'm like, oh my God, I could do that. And my husband's like, oh God, here she goes again. She's getting ready to jump off the cliff. So I just thank the three of you for who you are, what you've represented today, and the information you shared. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tracy Fenton, co-owner of Britex Bubbles. We do commercial and post-construction cleaning janitorial services. However, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. I'd like to say what the lady before me has said. Also, I have a question specifically for Keith. You mentioned your growth at around 8% year on year. Was that a planned targeted growth, or has that been a growth that has happened?
What's your name?
Good question.
What's your growth target? Do you have a target growth per year over year?
Go ahead,
Or did it
target
just
growth?
naturally happen?
Yes, if you're asking me if we have a target growth pattern, was that your question?
Yes.
Yes, every year, on October the 1st, we close our year September 30th. On October the 1st, all management and sales sit down together, and we set a target budget of what we want to accomplish in the next 12 months. Obviously, it's a lot of guesswork, but we usually exceed that target, I'll be real honest with you. So we sit down and do a financial plan. We target the type of business we want to cultivate from the new aspect, and we cultivate from our current client base. But we set a budget every year of what we need to substantiate the growth for ABOX.
Hi there. Good morning.
Hi.
My
Morning.
name is Eleanor Hill. I'm with Britex Bubbles LLC. This is my business partner, Tracy Fenton. I started when I was 18. Blessed to say we've been going for about 7 years. I'm not sure if I'm speaking loud enough, so please let me know if I'm not. Thanks, guys. A little closer, testing,
There
testing.
you go.
Woohoo! All right, good morning. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for getting out of bed every morning and doing what you do. It is incredible to see that you guys are human beings as well. Like I said, 7 years I've been going, started at 18, and I have so much to learn. So opportunities like this where we get to come together in a room of people, it's incredible. My question today, I think, is going on top of the human aspect. So as far as maintaining momentum or even maintaining curiosity, sometimes we get kind of dull, sometimes we get exhausted. Like you said, building a plane in mid-flight and keeping it going, especially when you've pulled an all-nighter. If I can ask, what do you do to recharge? What do you do to maintain that energy, even whenever you feel like you've got to push through? What does that look like for you?
That's a good question.
Well,
You want to go first?
stay hydrated. Gosh, it just take that minute to recoup, put those key people in place, and keep your toolkit close. If you have, we're all building our tools, whether it is past jobs that we've had, no matter where you've been in life. There's something that you are to learn from that and pull that together. And the exhaustion, if now that we're talking mechanics here, the exhaustion is real. It is real, and you just have to find that little spot to recharge, even if it's an hour. Just tap out, take a drive down the street to the post office, or whatever you need to walk back in the doors and say, okay, I've reset. I have had a reboot. And it's the little things like that. You're stretching from great exhaustion to seeing the result of what's going on, and you keep your eye on that end result there, and you'll get there.
Great. Any more questions? Oh, we got one in the front.
My question is for Christian Serrano, and it's two parts actually. So, how do you attract, engage, and retain your talent required to provide your service? And then describe for the people here that may not be aware of you, kind of describe the type of and quality and cost of the construction projects and where you go to provide your services. Thank you.
Yeah. So to answer your first question, your first question, you said it was attract and engage. Yeah, I think that's a good question because we do, since considering we are a design firm, so we constantly have to stay on top of the new technology if we want to be attractive to different clients, different industries, not only just residential but commercial as well. But we are an award-winning design group, and so with that being said, we constantly strive to grow within the new technology that's being brought out. One of the designers in our firm, he actually teaches at Dallas College, the software that we use for design, and so with that, we're also able to collaborate more with businesses that offer these type of softwares that we're able to innovate more and bring in and use them for whatever services we're offering, and that just kind of sets you apart from different designers, different firms. I think Kari has seen a lot of our architectural work, and she's very proud of seeing where we started to where we're at now, and so just seeing how our design firm has started from just like almost like a drawing on a napkin to where we're at now is pretty cool to see. But yeah, it's just constantly keeping up with the new technology, especially with these days.
Do you reach out to colleges to try to find more talent?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
do? Okay.
Absolutely. Especially having the connection with one of our designers that works with the college. He's also able to reach out to different campuses as far as seeing who's a good candidate for us to bring in, whether it's somebody who's going to be on the design side or on the construction side as well. So, but I am seeing a lot of growth in as far as interest in construction from the youth. So that's actually really exciting to see.
Where are you building? What's the scope of the project that you're building?
So we do residential, and then we do light commercial. So we build a lot in Kaufman County itself, which is kind of my favorite projects because we get to build in my backyard. So we do a lot of building in Kaufman County. One of my favorite projects that we have going on right now, it's in Heath, Texas. It's at the Golf and Yacht Club, and so we're slowly starting to grow up north a little bit as well. And then the commercial side, we do a lot of light commercial. Our design firm does a lot of heavier commercial, but as far as construction side, we do light commercial. We work with a lot of developers and builders who are moving towards the east side of town. And I think that's probably my coolest part about my job is that we get to work with developers, and so we get to see kind of hands-on what's coming, and we get to be part of that. So that's pretty special.
All right, thank you very much. Please help me give a big thank you to our panel, our moderators. I'm sure they'll be around here, and if you have any one-on-one questions you'd ask, but we appreciate it. We're going to take a short break here. We're going to try to catch up on time. We're a few minutes behind, so we're going to come back here and get our next session started at right around 10:05. So.